All right, we're gonna go with that right now. What I'm doing is I have sauteing some garlic, ginger, and onions. These are green onions, the usual. And I'm gonna saute some greens with that. So I'm gonna saute some greens. Then that's gonna be my bed of greens that's on the bottom. And on top, I am actually putting some zucchini pasta and tomato sauce that I am making, adding some cashews. So I'm making a raw, creamy tomato sauce, and I'm gonna show you that too. So I just sauteed some garlic and ginger, and now I felt like adding some greens, but I kind of wanted them cooked and softened, so that's what I did. And then the flavor, of course, from the garlic and ginger. So now I got some kale from our garden. Lots of kale. I'm going to take that right off. That is like burning already. I got some kale. So I do things really fast, right? Like we think things got to be difficult. I think that's Valerie. Hello. Think things got to be difficult, but they do not. Make things difficult when they don't need to be. I got a bunch of kale. I'm going to chop up my kale. I know it's hard for you guys to see me. I grab it, I bunch it, and I chop it. Because I can't set the thing up properly in this tripod. I need a new tripod. Okay, I got my kale bunched up. Just going to add it. Now, so I have coconut oil, garlic, ginger, onions sauteed. I'm adding the chopped kale, and then I'm going to add some water. Of course, water, right? We gotta with water. And then I'll show you how I make my raw tomato sauce and cashews. It's going to be like a creamy tomato sauce. Show you how to make something like that really fast. So more kale. Okay, now you need to add the water. So I'm just adding a bit of water to the pan with the kale. And then the lid, putting the lid on. And that's going to cook while. Now with greens like this, it's really good to add an acid to it. So you could add tomatoes to this, which is really good. You can also add, I usually add a little bit of apple cider vinegar or a little bit of lemon juice. And that helps soften the greens. It also brightens them and gives them lots of flavor. And I'm going to add, of course, salt and pepper. And usually I would add lots of nutritional yeast, but that is also going to be in the sauce that we're making for the my zucchini noodles. I've got them on paper towel. It's the yellow zucchini. Here they are right there. And I made them with my this little noodly thing, a spaghetti it's called. And you just put the zucchini in there and you just turn it and the noodles come out, see? That's how easy it is. That was the thin side. There's a thin and thick side. I like the thicker noodles. But they are so wet, zucchini's so wet that you need to dry them with paper towels for a while and let it soak up all the excess moisture. So I've already done that with this batch right here. So now we're going to throw together the cashew tomato sauce that I'm going to be making for this. And I got some cut up garlic on the side here. And a little bit of, I've got to get some more green onion for the sauce. Then I'll show you how fast and easy it is to make it. Right here is the container. I'm using my NutriBullet. I soaked my cashews, not for very long, but I soaked the cashews. You should soak them for about almost an hour. I'm just adding a few to this because it's going to be lots of tomatoes, just a few cashews to get the creaminess of it, right? So that's probably like literally a tablespoon or so, 1.5. And then fresh garlic, and then I'm going to add a little bit of green onion too. I'm just have a little bit of green onion. This is some organic green onion. Add that. Peel it off. Add that in there. And then I got a beautiful tomato from the farmer's market, so I'm adding the tomato. Now I'll have to add a little bit of water, but not too much. But what I might add is a little bit of oil instead, because this is a tomato, just a regular tomato, so they have a lot. It's like really high in water already. So there it is right there. I added that half a big tomato, maybe a little bit more. And then I'm going to add some Italian spice mix, and I have some fresh basil too, which is great. So there's some of that. I have a fresh basil plant, and so I have a whole bunch of fresh basil here. I'm adding that, which is great. And some lemon juice. I never measure anything. Start with less. Don't add things, you know, like not too much salt. Like start with less salt, start with less lemon juice. Okay, this stuff is getting done already. Okay, so the sauteed greens, you see very green now. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to those. Shut them right off. And also some lemon juice. Or like I said, a little bit of vinegar. Balsamic is good too. I use white balsamic actually. Balsamic vinegar has sulfites in it, so that's the only thing. I react to sulfites if I have too many, but just a little bit isn't bad. So my sauteed greens are done. I don't overcook them. And then, oops, a little bit in here. And then I'm going to add some nutritional yeast. I keep my nutritional yeast in a shaker, but I also have it in, I buy it in bulk. And nutritional yeast is really high in vitamin B's. Even it's got a bit of vitamin B12 in it. So really good for vitamin B's. It's also complete protein. But don't cook it, because when you cook foods and things, you decrease the mineral and vitamin content. So when I add nutritional yeast, I add it right at the very end of cooking so it doesn't cook itself. You don't lose any nutritional benefits. So that's my greens. That's going to be the base, or mixed in with my zucchini pasta. Why I'm not cooking my zucchini pasta, fine, you can do it, is it just turns really watery when you cook it, right? And it's already soft. So there we go. We got the cashews, the tomato, the garlic, the onion, the fresh basil, Italian spice.
Hey.
Now, salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Okay, pepper. And a little bit of water. Like I said, you could add a little bit of oil. Actually, I'm not going to. A little bit of water. Now we have the egg man coming to our house, you guys. I have to get the door. Yeah, I do. Sorry, I'm going to have to get the door, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'll just hold on a minute. Sorry, a wet dog came into our yard. My boyfriend's down there. We get our eggs delivered by a farm. Like that it's really close here. Aren't we lucky? Oh my God. Farm fresh eggs, and they are amazing. So, I had to buy the eggs. All right, so let's get going. So I'm going to take what's in here, and I put a little bit of water in it. We're going to blend it. I might have to add some more water. Now, when you're doing anything like this, don't add a ton of water, because you're right, if you don't want it too thin. When it's thick, you can always add a bit more water. Right. Perfect. There it is. It's a little watery. I probably didn't need to add any water, actually. But that's all right. I did. So now the phone's ringing. Here is that. It's still a little bit chunky, but that's okay, because, taste it. I'm actually going to add a little bit of Sriracha sauce, because I think it needs like a little bit of heat. It's very good. A little bit of Sriracha. All right. Okay, here's my Sriracha. I'm going to add a little bit of that. Someone dialing me on my computer. All right. Perfect. So now there's my sauce. It's a little runny, so don't add any water when you got tomato like I do. But the cashews make it a little more creamy, so it's really good. And so here we go. We're going to plate. There's my plate. I'm going to get it. Okay. So I love greens, and you know what? Greens are the most nutritious, some of the most nutritious foods we can eat. So get them in cooked raw however you can, as much as you can throughout the day. So here's my fresh greens. Then I'm going to add some of these zucchini noodles. And of course, in the winter, if you want this heated up, you could heat it up too, right? It doesn't matter. Oh, I forgot to add nutritional yeast to this. Now that would make it a lot thicker. But for time sense, you guys, because you're watching, I'm not going to blend it again. I'm just going to pour it in. Well, actually, I might pour it in. I'm pouring in like a lot. A lot, because It'll thicken it, plus it tastes so good. If you haven't tried nutritional yeast, you got to get it. Right, there we go, so fast really, doesn't take long. And this sauce can be really good as a salad dressing, so you could make it and have it as a salad dressing. Don't waste it, you don't need to have just on. Now it actually made it thicker, so that's great. So I know this is a small plate, but I'm actually not that hungry, but I wanted to make this video. And then the sauce, yum. If you love sauces, then making things with cashews is so good. There you go. There it is right there. If you can see it very well. And then once you mix it in, it's going to be incredible. It's going to have the dark greens. It's going to warm it a bit. And it's actually a light, like it's quite a light. So of course, zucchini pasta will not fill you up and make you heavy, right? So there it is right there. It's going to be nice and creamy and really, really good, really more savory. So that is perfect. And you can make it as spicy as you want. You can even add a chili powder if you want. Get some chili flavor in there. Wonderful. And I just want to show you a little bit about how I do my lunches. I thought I would share that too. So now, this is a little messy here. I'm just going to show you the different things I have in my fridge for my lunches. This is kind of like a salad mix, kind of. See, there's a bit of a salad stuff, cut veggies, sunflower seeds, things mixed in there. So I'm taking this tomorrow. What I will do, this is like just the things, then I add the lettuce. So I will have this in the fridge. It's got cucumbers in it, so I'm only going to make it, right, I only have a small amount. And then it lasts for about 2 days. So this is part of my salad tomorrow. Then I will bring a little bag of fresh greens for the salad part. Greens. I'll have that bag of greens. I also made blanched some broccoli the other day. So I actually just bring some broccoli in a container like this. I keep it separate because it just stores better. And then I bring all this to work. Seriously, I do. I bring lots of containers. And then when I make my salad, I get a separate bowl and I pull. So from a separate bowl, I have a separate salad bowl. And I grab some of this, put it into the bowl. I add the fresh greens to the bowl. I add a bit of broccoli to the bowl. It's not it. I also had made some of those edamame noodles. And I add edamame mung bean noodles. I add a little bit of those into my salad bowl when I'm about to eat it. And, oh, that's the broccoli. I forgot my seaweed, and I have a bit of seaweed. But I have these things done and in the fridge, you guys. Then I bring them to work, and I just make my salad at work. Basically, I just throw things together. I always have a salad dressing made in, make some more tonight, a jar like this. So this salad dressing, so I just make it, it's enough for 2 days I actually make. And then I just have salad dressing for 2 days, and I use that. And I carry that with me to my part-time job too. And sometimes I bring my shaker of nutritional yeast, of course, and put that on. And I love adding different things to my salads. I can bring different ingredients every day if I want to have a different type of a salad every day. Kind of the same base though. But so that's how easy. So I basically got all my stuff for my salad made tomorrow already, and it's made for a few days. So basically that's it. That's how easy it can be. Don't try to overcomplicate things or make things too hard, right? And same with what I made tonight. Super easy, super fast and easy. A few ingredients and it's also good. So give it a try. Try that cashew tomato sauce. Literally, you guys, you do not need to measure. Start with little bits at a time. That's all. Taste. Add a little more. Taste. Learn to develop your taste so that you can make recipes fast and easy without always having to rely on some sort of recipe book. Recipe books are great for getting ideas. That's where I get my ideas, and then I develop my own things from there. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to go have my zucchini pasta with my sauteed greens right there. All right, bye-bye. Can't shut it off now. Yeah. Okay, let's get it.